Hi everyone, my name is Dov Hershkovitz, and this is the Pipeline Authoring 13.8 Kickoff video. I'm here joined by Nadia Sotnikova, which is our UX designer, which is going to discuss the scope of work for UX for this iteration. So to begin with, the goals of the milestone, it's quite similar to the goals of the previous milestone, which were to work toward creating our first-class authoring experience as we describe in our 3-year vision. And to do that, we want to complete the work on building a dedicated authoring area, the MVC epic, and to finalize the work, as a part of it, to finalize the work of the static visual builder. And we have actually 2 implementation issues, which are blockers. One blocks the pipeline authoring area, and the other one blocks the static visual builder, which I'm going to discuss. So the first issue, it is blocking our static config visualization. And maybe just to remind you all what is the visual functionality that we discuss. Basically, we want to allow every users that create their GitLab CI YAML file to be able to visualize how this pipeline will look like, even before hitting the commit button and go to the view, to the pipeline view. That's the work, and this issue actually blocks this work. It appears that we found a bug that every pipeline configuration with an include that use the include keyword will fail. It appears we are seeing some sort of an error message, and we don't want to release it without this functionality. The second issue, as I mentioned, it is blocking our authoring area MVC. And also, just as a reminder, the authoring area is an epic where we are going to include all the relevant features that are required in order to create, configure, or update your pipeline configuration. It will involve linting, the static representation, editing functionality, and more. And this issue, it appears to be a minor issue, but it is a blocker. And the idea here is that we are missing some sort of a confirmation to the user once the user will click the commit button, similar to what we have today. Whenever a user hit the commit button when updating their GitLab CI YAML, they will receive some sort of a notification. Your changes have been successfully committed. Without this functionality or this feature, what may end up is that user will continue hitting the commit button thinking that it is not working. So I do see users that are hitting it over and over again, and probably think that there's something wrong, there is some sort of a bug. So this kind of small issue is actually a big blocker for the entire MVC. And hopefully, once we complete those 2 issues, we'll be able to release the pipeline editor alongside the visualization functionality. Those are the 2 major issues that I wanted to cover. The coming version is a bit light, given the upcoming holiday, and the rest of the issues are only bug fixes and technical depth. There is a big list, and we hope to complete as much as possible. That's it. Now let's go over the scope of UX. Nadia, you can go next.
Hi, everyone. As Dov already mentioned, in 13.8, we're really focusing on the pipeline editor. As the team is working on the MVC implementation of the pipeline editor, I'm focusing on the future iterations, and I'm focusing on the designs for the second iteration and various other improvements to the pipeline authoring experience. One of the issues that I will be working on is figuring out how to show immediate pipeline status feedback in pipeline editor. The problem that we're trying to solve is reducing the context switching as you're authoring your pipeline. So currently, when you're creating your pipeline and you run your pipeline, you need to go to the pipeline page to see the status of the pipeline. Did it run? What's happening with it? We show a little bit of status indicator inside the single file editor, but it's not very noticeable. So we want to solve that problem in the new pipeline editor. Another issue that I will be working on is the improved experience for using CI/CD templates. So currently, it's not easy to browse CI/CD templates, and it's not easy to figure out what those templates do and how to use them. So I will be iterating on the latest designs and doing solution validation for those designs. We want to offer additional information about each template, make the templates easier to browse, make it possible to preview the templates, and make it easier to use the templates in various ways. So we want to make it possible to use the templates in external editor. If you're using an editor like VS Code, for example, you will be able to copy the template. You will be able to use the template in the pipeline editor. And we're also looking into offering alternative ways to use the template. So if you don't want to just apply the template to your main CI configuration, you can also use the template as an include. So that offers many different ways that you can use templates, sort of like building blocks for your configuration. Another very exciting issue that I'm currently working on is the pipeline editor visual builder. We do have some designs, but I will continue iterating on them and doing some solution validation for them as well. And overall, I will be looking into various different improvements to the pipeline editor for its second iteration. We already have the second iteration epic, and there are lots of issues there that need to be updated with the latest designs. So if you're curious about it and want to follow the work that we're doing for the pipeline editor UX, feel free to check out those issues and comment. There are also some other filler issues that I want to work on if there's time. As the team in 13.8 is focusing on various bug fixes, I also want to make sure that I address some of the UX debt and UI bugs that we have. And one of the issues that I want to try and address is making the pipeline mini graph in MR widgets easier to use. So as you can see, there are lots of very exciting issues in the pipeline. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions about the pipeline editor UX, or if you have any suggestions or ideas. Thank you.